Hello students, welcome back to my channel Maths Made Easy with AB. Today we will be moving into a very important chapter of functions which is calculus. We are continuing a series on calculus. So today's chapter will be on inverse of function. So basically you have seen y is equal to fx as a function, and inverse function is denoted by y is equal to f inverse x. So today's video will be based on understanding what is an inverse function, how do you calculate inverse function, what is the graphical representation of inverse function, what is the graphical representation of inverse function, how do we graphically see what an inverse function is. So previously in the series of calculus we have seen, or functions as you can say, we have seen understanding the range of a function, we have seen mapping of a function. Also in the series play with graph we have seen how to draw important graphs. So students, if you have not seen those series, I'll request you to first see those videos. So here I'll tell you, you need to know what is the domain of a function, what is the range of a function, how do we calculate it, what is mapping of function. In my earlier videos you can find all of these. And the fourth is the series play with graph, where I have taught you how to draw important graphs. I will also mention these videos in the description so that you find it easy and you can directly go there and watch the video. So guys, let's get started with this. I hope you are enjoying the series on function and calculus. Do like, share and subscribe this channel if you are finding it useful for your joint entrance examination. Students, I have seen many videos on inverse function that are floating across YouTube, but I never saw, or never, I cannot comment on that, but I saw very few videos which actually speaks about the concepts of inverse of a function. So we'll understand completely. So say for example, we have a set A and the element that is present in set A is 1, 3 and 0. We have another set that is B and the three elements that are present in B is 2, 4 and 1. So this is a set A, this is a set B, and set A is related to set B by the function f, such that 1 is related to 2, 3 to 4 and 0 to 1. So this is the function f. So understand A to B. A is one set, B is another set, and this is how the function is. Now we have already seen or understood before, this is a one-on-one function. This is a 1-1 function. For one value of x, you have one value of y. For one value that is present in set A, you have one value present in set B. If by any chance, students, you are finding these words that I am using 1, 1, on 2, go back to the video, go back to my channel. You can find mapping, you can find what is 1, 1, what is on 2, what is subjective, injective. Every definition you will get there. Do watch the video. It's I think hardly 40 to 50 minutes video. You will easily understand that, and then come back to this channel. You will find the understanding very simple. Else students, if you continue without understanding what it is, you won't find meaning in finding inverse of a function. See, finding inverse of a function is very easy. So it's a very easy step. I'll just tell you in schools as you are taught. So students, this is not a school. I am trying to prepare you for joint entrance examination, IIT, NITs, all these important colleges. So in school, if you go, they will say y is equal to 2x minus 1 by 3x plus 4. How do you find inverse? They will give you some 4-5 methods and you will find it without understanding anything. But if you don't understand these and know how to find this, then it won't be useful. It will be useful for your board examination, CBSE, ISE, whatever, or your state level examination, but not joint level examination. So I am preparing you for that. So this is a 1-1 function. Again, I'll just define 1-1 is basically 1 is linked to one element. One element is linked to one element. There is one more function which is many-one function, where many elements are linked to one elements. We have also dealt with one-many relation. So there are three kinds of relation: 1-1, many-one and one-many. And there are two kinds of functions which we have discussed in that chapter. So this is 1-1 on 2. This is 1-1 on 2 function. I'm not going into this right now. So say for example, this is a 1-1 function with domain A and range B. right students? So what will be F inverse relation? Simply this part, the B will come this side and the A will come this side. B had the element what? 2, 4, 1 and this had 1, 3, 0. So this will just get inversed. Earlier 1 to 2, 2 to 1, 3 to 4, 4 to 3, 0 to 1, 1 to 0. So this function is F inverse. This function is F inverse. So this is what is the basic understanding of a inverse mapping. This function F has been inversely mapped. Let's move on. So there is one very important concept that I want to say is that only 1, 1 onto functions are invertible. Students, this is very important. Only 1, 1 onto functions are invertible. Why this is so, we will try and understand in this video. Only 1, 1 onto functions are invertible. Do write it in the notes that you are keeping while watching this video. Students, you shouldn't watch a video without any copy or pen. I hope you have that with you. And if you have that, you're making a note out of it. You need to write this line. This is very important. Why this is so? Let us first understand with an example. Say for example, this. So this is A and this is B. Students, if you are finding a function, so this is a function, right? Inverse of a function will also, it will be a function, right? F inverse will be a function. It won't be a relation, it is a function, correct? Say for example, you have element P, you have element P, you have element Q, you have element R. There are 3 elements in set A, and in set B there are 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct students? 1 is related, P is related to 1, Q is related to 2, R is related to 3. Students, this is a function, correct? This A to B is a function. Why is it a function? What kind of function we have to understand? So this is a 1, 1 function where f of P is equal to what? F of P is equal to 1, f of Q students is equal to 2, f of R is equal to 3, f of R is equal to 3, and f inverse 1 is P, f inverse 2 is Q, f inverse 3 is R. Correct? So if I inverse this, I have already taught you if I inverse this, so this becomes set B, this becomes set A, correct? This becomes set A, this is f inverse. So this B is 1, 2, 3, 4. I am writing everything. 1 goes to P, 2 goes to Q, 3 goes to R, and 4 goes nowhere. So there was no mapping for this. This was no relation for F. So basically I can write F inverse 1 is P, F inverse 2 is Q, F inverse 3 is R. Hope students you can see what is written. F inverse 3 is R. Correct? You got this. What is F inverse 4? What is F inverse 4 students? F inverse 4 is nothing. So basically you have some element in domain which doesn't have any element in the range. Correct students? F inverse 4 does not exist. We can say F inverse 4 does not exist. So F inverse 4, if it does not exist, hence F over here is not invertible. Hence F over here is not invertible. And what kind of function was this students? You knew earlier in the previous lecture that if you have more elements in B, this is a function, this is not a function. This is not a function. And this is a what kind of a function? This is a 1, 1 into. This is a 1, 1 because 1 to 1, only 1, 1 elements are linked, and into function because the range is greater. Range or the codomain is greater than what do you have? The domain, correct? There is one extra element present in your range part. So this was a 1, 1 into function. So 1, 1 into function, if you inverse it, you see there will be one value, there will be one or several values for which there will be no element in your range part, correct? Hence a 1, 1 into function is not invertible. Hence a 1, 1 function, conceptually you got to know that 1, 1 into function is not invertible students. Just note it down with the reason and the explanation I gave it to you. let's move into the next part. Let's understand the next part of the video. Yeah. Say for example, you have a many one onto function. Say for example, you have a many one onto function. So I'll quickly take an example over here. Same sort of example I will take. Say for example, you have PQRS. PQRS. So I hope students, you are understanding set. You basics of set you already know, or if you don't know, go back to mapping part. Yeah, PQRS, and there are 3 elements, 2, 3, 4. Okay, students, P is related to Q, P related to Q, Q is related to 3, R is related to 3, and S is related to 4. S is related to 4. Students, this example you know, this is what kind of a function? This is a many one onto function. This is a many one onto. Why is it onto? All elements, basically range is equal to codomain. All elements have been used up. Correct? And this is the function f now from A to B. Understand this. This is a many one because many are linked to one element. So this is a many one. So this is still a function, students. Now we are trying to find the inverse. Students, one more important point is from the earlier part you saw, any into function, not onto, any into function which has more elements in B can never be a function. You can write this point also. Any into function can never, if you prove that a function is into, okay, then it will never be invertible. Correct? Because then if you reverse it, extra elements will come in here for which values does not exist in your set B, the next set to which it is being mapped. So any into functions will never be invertible. So we took into example now many one onto function. We are trying to put onto function are invertible. Yeah, we already told. But if a function is many one onto, will it be invertible? Let's check this out. Now you have A to B function f, P, Q, R, S, P2. So many one means 2 elements are linked to 1. Correct? I think you are understanding. F of P is 2. You know this f of P is 2 over here. F of Q is what? Students, f of Q is 3. F of R is 3. So I'll just write it down. F of Q is 3. F of R is 3. F of S is 4. Till here it's clear to you all? Yeah, till here it's clear to you all. Now let us see. What is happening if we do the inverse of this function. So this will become B and this will be A. So basically 2, 3, 4 and P, Q, R, S. So 2 will be related to P. This is the F inverse part. Correct? The inverse mapping we are trying to do. I will not call it function. Let's see if it's a function or not. And 3 will go to Q, 3 will go to R, 4 will go to S. Students, this is a many, it is a one to many relation. Already we have discussed that we have 3 kinds of relation. One relation, many one relation and one many relation. One many relation is not a function. And you can see this is a case of one many. So if you reverse a many one, it will become a one many. Correct? Many one, you are trying to reverse it, you are trying to invert it. So it is becoming a one many because this is coming this side. So one to many. Hence, students, this is a relation but not a function. Hence, it doesn't qualify to be a function. Hence, a many one function will never be a function when you inverse it. Hence, it fails. It's a relation still, but it's not a function. Hence, students, I think it is very clear to you all. So this is against the property of a function. This is against property of function. You can write it down. So hence, it is clear that only those functions are invertible which are neither into nor many one. Students, write it down. It is very clear from these 2 facts, 2 examples that we took, that only those functions, I will bold, highlight this point, write it down where you're writing, only those functions are invertible which are neither into nor many one. That is, which are only one onto. Which are only 1, 1 on 2. So for a function to be invertible, it has to be a 1, 1 on 2 function. Clear, students? All 1, 1 on 2 functions are strictly monotonic in nature. Hence, sufficient condition for existence of invertibility. Correct? Hence, the sufficient condition for the existence of invertibility of an onto function y is equal to fx is that it must be strictly monotonic. If you don't understand this line, go back to the video monotonicity, you will get it. Yeah. Clear, students? So let's deal into understand what all is happening. Let's understand what all is happening actually. Students, I think if you're understanding this video, you must be liking the concepts that is being taught over here. Yeah, students. So understand this graph. If a graph is going like this graph is strictly increasing, right, students? This is value of x, this is y. So what I'm saying, if a graph is going like this, so some basic things which we have already seen before, but still I'm saying, say x, this is x1, this is x2, say this is x3, say this is x4, these points, yeah, I'm talking about these points. This is x5. So understand, students, for value of x1, for value of x is equal to x1, the value of y was how much? The value of y was this. For value of x2, what was the value of y? The value of y was this. For value of x3, what was the value of y? Y was 0. For the value of x4, what was the value of y? Y was something this. For the value of x is equal to x5, what was the value of y? The value of y was something like this. So as the values of x are increasing, the values of y's are also increasing. As we are moving from this to this, y is also moving up, right, students? So this is a strictly increasing. It's a strictly increasing function. Graph of a strictly increasing function. It's a strictly increasing graph. Right, students? Correct? I think you understand by now, seeing my other videos, that it's a strictly increasing function. So if a function is strictly increasing, it will be invertible. It will be invertible because for one value of x, you will have only one value of y. If a function is strictly increasing, yeah, for one value of x, you will have only one value of y. That's why this can be inverted. Yeah. Let's look into the next aspect. Say, for example, you have a strictly decreasing graph. So a strictly decreasing graph, so this is x, this is y. A strictly decreasing graph will be something like this. So what is a strictly decreasing graph? Say, for example, when x was x1, so the y1 value was this. The y1 value was this. If x is increased, x2, the y1 value is this. This is the value of y2. So as x is increasing, so if the value of x is x3 over here, the value of y is y3. So if you see the value of x is increasing, the value of y is coming down. So this is a strictly decreasing function. So a strictly decreasing function is also invertible, students. A strictly decreasing, because for one value of x, you will have one value of y. So a strictly decreasing function is also invertible. Students, understand, without understanding graph, you cannot understand calculus, you cannot understand mathematics, you cannot be a good ranker in IIT if you don't understand graphs. So students, if you're understanding graphs, if you're understanding what I am teaching, I am sure you will crack this exam. If you're understanding my language right now, you're understanding everything and you are above average students. Understand this. So if you are understanding all my lectures, you are understanding, you are going to crack IIT. Be rest assured, this is the only measure that I have for you. Yeah, students, let's move it. Students who are not understanding, it's my request, go back to my earlier videos, get yourself acquainted with that, and I am sure you will crack IIT. Yeah, students, so this is strictly decreasing function. Now let us understand. For example, you have a function which is like this. Say for example, you have a function which is like this. So students, understand this part, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So this is a parabolic function, students, y is equal to x square, yeah, something, y is equal to ax square or whatever. I'm still not into coordinate geometry, but I will soon be posting videos on coordinate geometry as well. Students, I think my language is clear to you all, and whatever I'm speaking, it's very clear to you all, although I heard there are some requests coming in for Hindi videos as well, and I am sure in coming days I will be able to make, there's time constraint overall, yeah, so I'll just give you numbers also if you're around. So basically I have batches around moving in the city of Bombay, so if you are interested you can contact me, and we can have a one-on-one session also. So that's not an issue, but if you're not trying to reach me, you can email me. I'll put my email ID as well, wherein you can contact me your doubts. You can send me a set of questions, right students? Yeah. So let's understand what is this function, what I'm trying to say over here. So soon you will be getting several other videos as well. I will be uploading those also for the convenience of students who are studying across the country, across India and maybe abroad, who are seeing my videos. But if you are in Bombay, we can have a one-on-one session as well. Yeah, so I have classes around in Bombay. So students, let's understand more details I will be giving you for those who are in Mumbai. Students, understand why x and y. Yeah. So what is happening over here is you need to understand over here you have for one value of y. So for example, this one. So for one value of y, y1, you have two values of x, x1 and x2. So for one value of y, so this is still a function, but for one value of, so this is x, this is y, right? This is x1, this is x2, and they go and meet at what? Y1. We previously saw that this is not a invertible function, because what? Because if you inverse this, it will become a one-many relation. This will become y1 will be linked to x1 and x2. If this is the relation f, so if you find f inverse, this will come as y1 and it will be linked to two elements, which is x1 and x2. Correct? This will be y and this will be x. So this will be a one-to-many, right? One-to-many relation, which is against the principle of function. Hence, this is not a function. So, can you inverse this y is equal to x square? Looking into the concept taught till now, you can say, no sir, we cannot invert it. But yes, you can invert y is equal to x square if you break the function, student. If you break the function, so y is equal to x square is invertible for x greater than 0. For x greater than 0, this is x is equal to 0, right? This point, x greater than 0, only this graph exists. X greater than 0, only this graph exists. So this is invertible, correct? Because here for one x, you will have only one y. Similarly, if for x less than 0, y is equal to x square is again invertible. So y is equal to x square overall is not invertible. Y is equal to x square overall is not invertible, but y is equal to x square is invertible for x greater than 0, and y is equal to x square is invertible for x is less than 0, students. So at times IIT also asks you question. IIT, what is JEE Advanced, JEE Main, whatever be the exam name, because it changes. In my time it used to be IIEEE, in my time it used to be IIT-JEE, yeah, and your admit letter used to come by post. Whatever, times have changed now. I'm not talking, it's not far. I remember giving my examination back in 2012. Yeah. So students, understand this. Basically what is happening is x is equal to 0. Overall it is not invertible. Reasons I told you, because it becomes a one-many relation, which is against the rule of a function. So f inverse doesn't fit into that. But if you break the function, if you say x is greater than 0, yeah, if x is greater than 0, then only this graph exists. If x is greater than 0, only this graph exists, then the function is invertible, because it is a 1-1 function. And if x is less than 0, only this part exists. And then again also, because it is a strictly increasing graph and it is a strictly decreasing graph. This is a strictly increasing graph if x is greater than 0. It is a strictly decreasing graph if x is less than 0. So both these sections they are invertible. Overall, this graph is not invertible. Students, I hope this is very clear to you all. This concept is very clear to you all students, I understand. If you got this, you got the overall understanding of inverse of a function. Now students, basic thing, I'll teach you how to find the inverse of a function, means with the basics of that. So students, before going into that, let me tell you what is the graphical representation, graphical interpretation you can say of inverse of a function. So what is the graphical interpretation of the inverse of a function? So basically, if you have a graph of, this is x-axis, this is y, very important point I am over here. If you have a graph of, say for example like this, you have a graph like this, this is the graph of y is equal to fx, this is the graph y is equal to fx. So what will be the graph of inverse of a function? So you have to remember that the inverse of a function is the mirror image of the line y is equal to x. So this is the line, students, this is the line of y is equal to x. So what will be the graph of the inverse function? It will be something like this. This will be y is equal to f inverse x. So this is the mirror image of this graph, correct? So this y is equal to x will act as a mirror. This will act as a mirror. It's a both side mirror, yeah? So if the graph is this side, it will go this side. If the graph is this side, this will go this side, and so on and so forth. If it intersects like this, it will be like this. If it intersects like this, it will be like this. Whatever, you understand what is a mirror. It's a both way mirror. So basically, inverse of a function, the graph is the inverse. So basically, y is equal to x axis of mirror, yeah, and this will be y f inverse x will be a mirror image of that, correct? So this will also be a solution. So y is equal to x will be a solution. Say for example, I'll tell you what I'm trying to say. Say for example, this is the graph of y is equal to x, y is equal to fx, and this, say it is like this, yeah. So this is like this. So basically the inverse will be something like this, correct? So they cut the x axis, the line y is equal to x. So this is equal to x is equal to f inverse x. This will be a solution for that graph because they will cut each other at y is equal to x, correct? Whatever you draw it, it has to qualify, the graph has to be a function and whatever. So I'm just trying to explain you that y is equal to fx is equal to x is equal to f inverse x basically. So if fx is equal to, so then you will get this point. Then you will get the point of intersection of the graphs, correct? I think you understood the graphical interpretation of y is equal to fx is basically nothing but if you have the graph of y is equal to fx, mirror image that with respect to y is equal to line x, and you will get the line y is equal to what? Y is equal to f inverse x. One simple example is, say for example like this, you have the graph of y is equal to log x base e. This is the graph of y is equal to log x base e. So what, say for example, if fx is equal to log x base e, what is the inverse function for this student? So if you draw the inverse of this function, what you will get? What is the inverse? This is y is equal to x. So the inverse is something like this, students. And you know what graph is this? This graph is nothing but y is equal to e to the power of x. So f inverse x is e to the power of x. So for the inverse function log x, what is the inverse for log x? E to the power of x. What is the inverse for log x? Log x is e to the power of x. Graphically, you understand this. So y is equal to x, they never touch each other, they becomes asymptote over here. So y is equal to log x, move this side, and y is equal to x is in the middle. The graph won't have this much space, but yeah, just for your understanding, y is equal to x moves from this. You can see they are the mirror image of the line y is equal to x. So this is the basically interpretation of what you have. Now let's understand the simple example how you can find the inverse of a function. The basic question that comes. So y is equal to, say for example, x plus 1 by 2x minus 3. This is fx. So this is y is equal to fx, x plus 1 by 2x minus 3. In school examination, somebody has asked you to find the inverse of this function. So simply y is equal to something is there. Y is equal to something in the form of x is there. That is a function. So what you will have to find out is what is the value of y. Y is equal to, what is the value of x in terms of y? You have to express x in terms of y. So you have to find out x is equal to, this is step number 1. So simple, I'm coming over here. You have y is equal to x plus 1 by 2x minus 3, correct? So just multiplying it this side. So you have 2xy minus 3y is equal to x plus 1. I think this is clear to you all. I am simply multiplying y is equal to 2x minus with 2x minus 3. So you have 2xy multiplied and minus 3y, correct? So now I am bringing it 2xy minus x is equal to 3y plus 1. 3y plus 1. Treat y as constant now. Say for example, so x, if you take common, you have 2y minus 1 is equal to 3y plus 1. X, you have x common, 2y minus 1, 3y plus 1. So the value of x is equal to 3y plus 1 upon 2y minus 1. The value of x is 3y plus 1 upon 2y minus 1, students. So what is the value of x that you got? What is the value of x that you got, students? So 3y plus 1 by 2y minus 1. If any mistake is there, you can calculate it, you can understand, or if it is correct, it's fine. So students, x is equal to what? 3y plus 1 by 2y minus 1. That's it. This is the inverse of the function. Simply, you need to do what? You need to do what is, you need to replace this y with x. So f inverse x will be what? You got 3y plus 1, 3x plus 1 by 2x minus 1. This becomes the inverse of the function y is equal to fx. So y is equal to fx is a function x plus 1 by 2x minus 3. F inverse x is 3x plus 1 by 2x minus 1. That's it. Replace y with x now. Replace y with x. Simple. That's it. That's how you can find the inverse of a function, whatever be the question that has been asked. So let us understand this also. Let us understand this. So just take out some R.D. Sharma or your R.S. Agarwal and get some simple questions. Do solve it from that. But let me tell you, say for example, you have y is equal to log x base c. Somebody has asked you to find the inverse of this function. You already saw that the inverse of this function is e to the power of x. Let us see how. So what I told you, first step is find what is x equal to. Find what is x equal to. So you can see y is equal to log x base c. So log x base c is equal to y. You know the formula, x is equal to what? E to the power of y. You know this is a logarithmic formula. I hope you are aware of this formula. X is equal to e to the power of, simple. You have got x is equal to e to the power of y. What I told you, replace y with x. So f inverse x is what? E to the power of x. So for the function y is equal to fx log x base c, the inverse is what? E to the power of x. So this is how you find. I think you got it clear. Also graphically we saw e to the power of x is the inverse and vice versa of log x base e, or ln x, whatever you call it. Ln x is log x base e. Correct, students? So I will take one example over here wherein you will have to find the inverse of a function. So basically, I will give you one question. If you have understood till now, you need to pause this video. You need to pause this video after you get this question. So find the inverse of the function y is equal to 10 to the power of x, 10 to the power of x plus 10 to the power of minus x by 10 to the power of x minus 10 to the power of minus x. So you need to pause the video over here. You need to find the answer for this question. Y is equal to, you have to find the inverse of this function. So basically fx, y is equal to fx is equal to this. You have to find the inverse. Students who have understood the video, you need to know, you have to find value of x is equal to what? Correct? So try solving this problem. Meanwhile, by pausing the video, meanwhile, I will try solving it out. So I will find out the value of x is equal to what. So y is equal to this. So 10 to the power of x plus, can I write this 1 by 10 to the power of x, students? Correct? And can I write 10 to the power of x minus 1 by 10 to the power of x? I can write it, right? Like this. Now you have what? 10 to the power of x, correct? So this will become 10 to the power of x, and 10 to the power of x is what? 10 to the power of 2x plus 1 by 10 to the power of x, 10 to the power of x will cancel the denominator. So this will become 10 to the power of 2x minus 1. So y is equal to 10 to the power of 2x plus 1 by 10 to the power of 2x minus 1. Now for example, let 10 to the power of 2x equals p. let it be this. Correct? So y is equal to p plus 1 by p minus 1. Correct? Till here, y is equal to p plus 1 by p minus 1. Then you have what? Yp multiplying this side, yp minus y is equal to p plus 1. You have to find what? The value of p is equal to what? So you have p this side. So yp minus p is equal to y plus 1. Take p common, y minus 1 is equal to y plus 1. So basically the value of p is y plus 1 by y minus 1. The value of p is what? Y plus 1 by y minus 1. Now you also know the value of p is 10 to the power of 2x. P we have assumed, no? 10 to the power of 2x. So I am erasing this part a bit. So you have p is equal to y plus 1. So 10 to the power of 2x is equal to y plus 1 by y minus 1. That's it, student. You got it over here. I hope it's clear. So let's take log on both sides. I will take log with the base 10, not e. If this would have been e to the power of x plus e to the power of, I think this question had been asked earlier in IIT exam. So say for example, I take log base 10 on both sides. So 10 to the power of 2x equals log y plus 1 by y minus 1 base 10. Yeah, students, I think the red color is visible to you. Let me use black color so that it's visible to you in the video. Yeah. So 2x will come in front and log 10 is value is 1. Log 10 base 10 value is 1. Log 5 base 5 value is 1. These are logarithmic properties expected. You have covered this before class 10. Yeah. So this is log 10 y plus 1 by y minus 1. This x, this half comes in front. So the value of x is this. Students, problem is solved. That's it. That's the answer. Now I have to do what? Replace y with x. Now I have to replace y with x. That's it. So f inverse x value is half log base 10 x plus 1 by x minus 1. This is the answer to this problem. This is the answer to this problem. I hope, students, this question was very simpler. You understood. So half log x plus 1 by x minus 1 base 10 is the answer for this question. That's it. Basic understanding and finding the inverse of a function. I'll now take example of some interesting questions which will further enhance your understanding on inverse functions. Yeah, students. So now let us understand. Say for example, the question is, you can write it down. The question is fx equals, if fx equals x square plus x plus 1 invertible, is the function fx is equal to x square plus x plus 1 invertible? If not, overall if it is not invertible, in which region is it invertible? Give your brief reason. Assume that fx is a onto function. Assume fx is a onto function. So that's an assumption that has been given. Okay. So now how will you solve this problem, students? So first, the best way to do this question is, let's draw the graph of this function. Let's draw the graph of this function. So what is the graph of this function? So this is a parabola, y is equal to x square plus x plus 1. I have already taught you before how to draw parabola. If you have not seen the video, students, I will request you to see the video. In the description, you will get all the links to the videos. Yeah. Simply search how to draw parabola, maths made easy with AB, you will get the video. So y is equal to x square plus x plus 1. Yeah. So how do you find it? How do you get this? This is basically in the form of y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a is 1, b is 1, c is 1, and the vertex of this parabola is minus b by 2a comma minus d by 4a. Minus b by 2a comma minus d by 4a. What is d? D is the discriminant. So we will deal into that when we study quadratic equation. Also videos are available on quadratic. You can see those also. I've already posted those. So minus b by 2a is minus 2. Minus 1 by 2. B is 1, a is 1. B square minus 4ac or 4ac. So this is 3 by 4. So minus half comma 3 by 4 is the vertex of the parabola. So I am drawing the parabola now. This is x. This is y. This is minus half, students. x-axis is minus half and y-axis is 3 by 4. 3 by 4. So basically this is the point of vertex. So the parabola is somewhat like this. It's an upward opening parabola because a is positive. A is greater than 0. It's an upward opening parabola. So this is the graph. It's solved. And what is this point, student? Where does it cut y-axis? The graph y is equal to x square plus x plus 1, where x is 0. If x is 0, y is equal to 1. So this point is 1. Just for understanding, not needed maybe in this case. So already students, we have seen before, where is this graph invertible? This graph is invertible for this part if x is greater than minus half, or if x is less than equal to minus half, this graph is invertible, students. We have already seen this before. So if it comes in IIT, you have to write for x greater than equal to minus half, option will be there, x is greater than equal to minus half and x greater than equal to minus half, less than equal to minus half, this graph is invertible. This is so simple. And if they ask you what is the inverse of this function, students, how do you find the inverse of this function? So I'm just removing this part. So let's understand it over here. How do you find the inverse of this function? So y is equal to x square plus x plus 1. So you have to find what? Value of x. So simply x square plus x plus 1 equals y, right? So x square plus x plus 1 minus y equals 0. X square plus x plus 1 minus y equals to 0. Correct? So what will be x is equal to minus b. So minus 1 plus minus root over b square minus 4 into a is 1 into c, 1 minus 1 by 2 into 1, 2. That's it. This is the value of x. Correct? So the value of x is what? The value of x is minus 1 plus minus 4y, and this will give you minus 3, whatever, just you need to check it by 2. So this is the inverse value. So you need to simply replace y with x. Finding is simple, but understand, so whatever, this is the way how you need to solve it. Okay, so 1 minus 4 plus 4y, so 4y plus 3, correct? Minus 3, this is correct, by 2. Understanding is important. So the inverse for x lying in between minus half till infinity is minus half till infinity. X lying in between minus half till infinity for this region will be x is equal to minus 1 plus root over 4y minus 3 by 2, and for other part will be this inverse part. I think students, this is very clear to you all. You understood how to find inverse function, and this question was very much clear to you all. I'm not going into finding and all because that is very simple, and in schools this is the only thing that is taught. So you will get an understanding of that. Say for example, a function fx is equal to 2x minus x square for x is less than equal to 1. You need to find the roots of the equation. Find the roots of the equation fx. Find the root of the equation fx is equal to f inverse x. Students, already told you fx is equal to f inverse x. If this is given, they will intersect at what? Y is equal to x. They will intersect at y is equal to x. So basically, if let's understand. Let's not hurry over here. Let's understand. Let's make you understand over here. So say for example, y is equal to 2x minus x square is given. Correct? So you need to find the graph of this function, and it's given x is less than equal to 1. So the graph is what? So this is the downward opening parabola. The value of a is what? Minus 1. The value of b is what? The value of b is 2, and the value of c is 0. Correct? So the vertex is minus b by 2a. So minus b by 2 into minus 1, comma, minus d by 4a. b square minus 4ac. So b square is 4. By 4 into AC is minus 1 into 0. So this is b square minus 4AC, correct? By 4a. A is minus 1. Minus 1. So that's it. So this gives you what? This gives you 1, correct? This gives you 1, comma. What is this? This is coming to be how much? B square minus b by 2a, comma, minus d by 4a. So minus d, so this is coming. So whatever be this part, this is not important over here. So minus d by 4a is b square is 4, b square minus 4ac, that becomes 0, minus 4 by 4 into a. 4 into a is this. So this becomes positive. So basically this will be above the axis. Correct? So this is the graph. And this is the vertex. So this is important because this point is 1. That's why I drew this. You don't need that one. This is 2. And this part is how much? This part is 0. Correct, students? So you have to find the inverse function. And where will the inverse function go? So this will look something like this. This will look something like this, correct? So for x is less than 1, they have asked you, correct? So if you can see for x, overall this function is not invertible, but for x less than 1 and for x greater than 1, this function is invertible. So for x less than 1 means only this part you need to think about. Only this part you need to think about, correct? Only this part you need to think of. This will come out to be 1 only. So 1 comma 1 is the possible vertex, correct? So yeah, if you have any doubt, let's solve it. Minus d by 4a. So discriminant is b square minus 4ac by minus 4 into a is minus 1. So this is giving you 1, correct? So this is positive 1. Cool. So now understand this part over here. So this is the line y is equal to x. This is the line y is equal to x over here. Yeah. I hope students you are understanding. So what will be the 2 points where this graph will be cutting? At this point and at this point. At this point x is equal to 0. At this point x is equal to 1. So the answer for this question is x is equal to 0 comma 1. I am not interested in y axis because you have to find the value of x over here. So if you don't find this, it's okay. You need only minus b by 2a and that's it. So the answer is x is equal to 0 comma 1. For fx is equal to 2x minus x square, x is less than equal to 1. So x is overall this function is not invertible. X less than 1, this function is invertible. Correct, students? Find the roots of the equation. The question was find the roots of the equation fx is equal to f inverse x. So fx is equal to f inverse x will intersect at y is equal to x because these are inversible functions. And that's it. This is how you get the answer. X is equal to 0 and 1. Students, now we are going into the last question. So for the last question, students, what I am going to do is, this is a very important question and I want you all to solve this question and come up. So find the real roots. Find the real roots of the equation So this is the question. X square plus 2ax plus 1 upon 16 is equal to minus a plus root over a square plus x minus 1 by 16, where a is lying in between 1 by 4 to 0. Students, this is the question that I am leaving you with to solve, and I want in the comment section whoever is watching this video to write a good description, good concept. I don't want answer. So definitely I want, if you are okay with the answer, you can comment it over there. If you are not getting an answer or if you are unable to comment at the comment section, tell me what is the concept that you are going to use over here. I leave you with one hint over here. The hint to solve this question is you need to look into this function and you need to look into this function and need to understand what is the relation between both these functions. You need to understand what is the relation between both these functions. If you understand what these functions are, how this function y is equal to fx is related to this function y is equal to gx, you will get the solution for this question with the concepts we have seen across in this video. Yeah, students, so this problem is basically taken from important book from Skylarski's book, which is a publication by Mir Publication Moscow, and this question is really, really important, and this is the question which will clear out all the concepts of inverse of a function. I need this. If you're not getting the answer, maybe I'll make a video on this, simple video on this, giving the explanation, so that will also come up on your request. But I want to see how you try it out in the comment section. Do give your concepts, do give your understanding. If you're not able to solve it, then also I will request you to write few lines what you understood from this question and from this video. Thank you students for your time. We are going to close this video on inverse of a function, and basically we will move into the next part. Thank you so much for your time, students. Thanks for watching.